to yet another live stream for LinkedIn profile reviews here with Translate Academia Live. Thank you for people who have been chiming in and asking for profile reviews. I'm going to get to, looks like 4 today. So I'm pretty excited about those. I also going to talk and rant a little bit about some stuff that I think is fun and rantable. And until then, let me share my screen, because I've launched my new website, which I'm kind of excited about. Welcome to Educators.Network. You can meet me. You can click into this and you can connect with me, look at some of my past content. It's going to be up there. You can schedule time to chat with me as well. I do free networking chats with people. And there's also a bunch of music that I find inspiring that you can go and enjoy. The other thing that I have that I'm excited about are my job seeker resources right here. These LinkedIn profiles reviews we're doing, the job seeker database. So if you are looking for a job, please join it. I've been sending people to jobs for interviews, and the ball's in their court, but they skipped a line, right? That's the point of this database. So do that. And then here's some other resources that you can kind of play with and get into as well. And then I'm also excited for those of you who are watching who want to hire people. I do that. I'm helping getting that done. And so this is why you should hire educators. Let me do two things that I want to talk about a little bit. One, I made a post yesterday that got a little bit of traction. It was fun. I was talking about how you can hire teachers at a discount or hire academics at a discount, your future leadership. And here's what I mean by that. I want to be able to explain that right now, one of the pain points that recruiters and hiring managers are facing is that they're asking for someone who meets these job requirements, and then the recruiters go out and they find those people who are the best people on the market for it, right? They have the years of experience. They have like the 90% of that job listing. But those people are coming in probably worth mid-tier salary range, and they're asking for top-tier salary range because of how the market is and everything right now. What someone can do, right, rather than hiring that person at that top tier price who knows the industry tools that they need to know, you can come in at the bottom tier of where your salary range is, hire an academic or a teacher, train them up to be that person that you want down the road, right? Promote them to that position down the road, and you have your future leadership. That's what I mean by like now is just an amazing time to pick up talent cheap. Academics and teachers, but academics especially, don't know how to value themselves. And that's not something to take advantage of. That's something to acknowledge and understand and help connect them to places where they can be empowered to do more. So that's my little spiel on that. The other thing, I just posted a poll on LinkedIn. I'd love you to comment on. If you see job ads that explicitly exclude teachers and academics, share them. That's a stupid thing. That's a discrimination, right? I don't think that is. It is legal. It's not ethical, and I think that we can do something about that by sharing those posts and those companies. Make public the people who actively do not want to tap human potential for a reason has nothing to do with anything else, just to make their lives easier. I think that's wrong. So I think we should do something about it. It's something we can do. All right, so let's get into our profile reviews. So this one is for Raksha Devi. Thank you so much for letting me use your profile. We're standing right here. I'm looking, and it's clear that you do something with cells, and we have skills. Okay, so stem cell culture, kidney agnoid generation, stem cell genome editing, vascularization and device fluorescence. I am not a scientist, as we can. I don't know these words very well, right? Most likely, the people who are looking on your profile and trying to offer you a job don't know that jargon either. So unless you're going for a very specific jargon-heavy field, go up the ladder of abstraction in the language that you're using, and don't get so specific. Like use language that a fifth grader is going to understand. Okay, that's a good benchmark right there. So right here, it has in brackets, which I don't recommend doing, postdoctoral fellow. That says that you are in a state of transition, passion-driven scientist. Awesome, we can tell that by the picture. Research design, which can be a lot of different things. Product and assay development, scientific strategy, stem cell applications, CRISPR genome editing, 3D organoids, in vitro vascularization, and a learner. Okay, all of these are amazing abstract ingredients to your past professional life. What I need to know as someone who wants to help you find a job, right, is where do you want to go? Don't give me a list of something. Give me a sentence. I had someone on TikTok accuse me that telling people to do this is asking them to lie. That is not true. What they were saying was a lie. That was a misreading of my content. You can say accurately in a sentence, like there's no rule out there that says you can't have a sentence in your headline. It should be a sentence. You should have a verb in there that explains to me where you are, where you're going, and why you want to do that. That's not lying. That's helping me understand who you are and where you want to go. So we're going to scroll down here. Passionate and highly motivated research scientist with 12 years of research and mentoring experience in this right here. What I would like you to do, rather before I'm going to keep reading this, right, because this is just going to be sentences that is true of about 10,000 people. You told this to me. Now show it to me. What does that look like? And why is it relevant to me, the person looking at your profile? You need to understand that your new job, you are going to get it by telling a story about your past. And the act of telling that story shows people your value for the future. This isn't something that anybody wants to read. You want to create something that people want to read. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. So Raksha, thank you so much for lending me your profile. This one right here is for Marissa Hill, aspiring customer success manager, people person, creative problem solver. All right, so when we look at the function and use of a headline, here's what we understand about it. It's there to give us a description of who you are, and it's being read by an algorithm. Why is it being read by an algorithm? So that people who are searching for a certain kind of person can use those terms to find you. A recruiter is not going to use LinkedIn to search for people person. And they're not going to look for creative problem solver. They are going to look for evidence of those things in the content that you create. If you're a people person, your content should show me that you are a people person, right? If you're a creative problem solver, you should be sharing stories about you solving problems creatively. Those aren't bad things to do or to be. It's not the best use of your headline space, because that headline space is real estate being read by an algorithm, right? Throw in here too, like your past. Oh, hey, Mount Airy. I dated a girl in Mount Airy once, a long time ago. That's an interesting story for another day. But if you, so you're an aspiring customer success manager. One of the things that I've had someone tell me explicitly is that they want teachers, like a recruiter. She said, I want teachers to tell me that they're a teacher in their headline. It doesn't matter if you are leaving teaching, but they want to hire teachers. Make it easy for people to hire you. Like I was saying before, there are people who are actively discriminating against teachers for not hiring them. On the flip side, there are people who are actively discriminating for teachers to hire teachers explicitly. It's a different kind of word, right? But we get the same feeling. We get the point that I'm trying to make. So tell me that you're a teacher aspiring to become a customer success manager, right? Give me a little bit more. Give me a sentence. Throw in a verb there. Aspiring is a good one. And go Maryland. The Ravens are around here. Right there. Okay, so about capable and professional educators seeking a position that will utilize my strong background in effectively managing multiple priorities and successfully client meeting demands. Hardworking and committed career changer who is eager to make positive contribution to your company's customer experience. Here's what I like 100%. I would drop this sentence, boop, maybe not drop it, just like, use it for something else. And I would take this and I would turn it into a headline, right? Saying that you are an educator seeking a position, utilizing your managing multiple priorities and meeting client demands, right? You're giving your value add immediately in your headline. And then when I get to your about section, you're telling me a story about why I should believe you. You need to give someone a reason to keep reading. This, what's in blue right now, is a great reason to get past here. Once you get here, start telling me stories, all right? Add value. And as you're telling those stories, use really strategic keywords like this right here, like client demands. Like that's a keyword, okay? So use those throughout the content to get it going, okay? Thank you. All right, and here is Lori Quinn, instructor at Western Governors University, content, design, technical communicator, copywriting, UX writing, marketing, and editing. Okay, so I have a feeling that you are a communications, rhetoric, English person background. Let's see. Because that's, yeah, master's in education, secondary English. Yep. Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah. Because these are all words that resonate with me as someone who went to grad school for English. Okay. And that's why I say that. Here's the difficult thing that you're probably dealing with right now that is evident in your headline. Which path? Which path do I take? Now, if you're here in this moment at this end of the bridge, asking yourself, which path should I take? What you're doing is putting the onus of decision making onto the recruiter to finish that sentence for you, to just give you that chance, right? He's like, oh, I can see you do this. And I can see, like you're asking them to see past all of those other paths to find that path that they need. They are not going to take the time to do that because 10 other people have already done that emotional labor for them. This is emotional labor that you need to do. So how do you pick, right? Because here's what I'm saying. Content creation is different than design, which is different than technical communication, which is a type of copywriting, which is different than UX writing, which is different than marketing and editing. If you look at each of those keywords and look at them where they exist in a business, every single one of them has a different manager. Understand not only what you want to do, but how does what you want to do fit into an organization? And what are the things that you'll be creating? Like doing UX writing is a very different kind of writing than copywriting, right? And then marketing, right? They're very different. Which one do you want to do? Okay, you might be feeling like you're in this like moment of like, I don't know what to do, and this panic. And the reason that you're feeling panicked or discouraged is because you feel like there are no options left. You're an amazing person. You got to this point. Own that you are an amazing hire and that you can create options for yourself. If you feel like there are none, you haven't found them yet. You have not created or discovered them yet. The way that you're going to find them faster is by picking a path and running on it. And then deciding if that's the path you want to run on or jump off of into a different one, right? So here's what I'm saying. Go in and own one of those paths. Own UX writing as an example. Do LinkedIn Learning UX writing courses. Absorb yourself, like steep yourself in that language of UX writing and start using it in your content. Write like a UX writer. Your profile should be a significantly excellent user experience if you are a user experience expert, okay? If your thesis statement is, if your LinkedIn profile is a thesis statement, everything you do is evidence to support that. So pick a path, okay? This is great. You have 5 things in front of you. Don't make someone else do that work for you, okay? All right. This is good. I love right here. This is beautiful, okay? I can see at the very top, boom, Google Analytics, boom, search engine optimization, boom, UX design certificate. Learning is amazing. What I would like to do, let's look into this here and click into it. Okay, like here's a recommendation, right? This is a wonderful opportunity to explain to a recruiter why you should be hired for a job. That's great. You just took a Google Analytics course. How did that inform your thinking? This is an opportunity to have something that you write be read by an algorithm that gets put in front of a recruiter so that when they see that list of certifications, that you're not just going through to get them done, right? You're actually learning and processing them. Right now, it still kind of looks like, okay, well, do you want to be a marketing analyst? Like, do you want to be a content creator, or do you want to do UX? Like, which one are you doing? I don't know how to fit you yet. So it's there. It's there, narrow and focus. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lori, so much for letting me use your profile. Let's see where you're in Atlanta. Way to go, Atlanta. I went to Clemson University. That's not too far. And I saw an amazing concert there in October. Streetlight Manifesto. Okay, last one. Sean. Okay, so Sean is adult education, writing coach, customer success, experience manager, ed tech, written communications. All right. And then we have this up here which says New Leaders Council in San Antonio, and it's kind of blurry right now. What I would do is maybe take something into Canva and make it really clean and precise, like maybe your own background that has that information in it. Don't just cut and paste something. When we are working with our headlines, and if you decide to do the list thing, use parallelism, right? So right here we have adult education. Like this is too out of context for me to understand what it is. Like I just don't know how to interpret this. Writing coach helps me. It's like, okay, this is a verb. I forget the thing I said about parallelism. Let me just process. Writing coach, and like again, so like it's unfinished, right? And here's an example of what I mean. Like if you are telling me that you are an expert in written communications, and from the first two words I'm confused, you're sending a recruiter a mixed message, right? This isn't bad. It could be better. Where do you want to go with all these different things? Let's see. Nearly a decade of experience in education and 9+ years experience in customer success management and technology. Fantastic first sentence. I love it. I really do. Because what you're doing is grounding yourself, right? A decade of experience in education. And here's how you are interpreting that 9 years of that experience as customer success management. And then you have expert executive writer. So right here, you get kind of like into a list of different things. I recommend like show this to me a little bit, right? Your content should be talking to me about what that means and what that looks like. Because here, let's do this. I'm gonna I'll close this out again. So Sean, thank you so much for letting me use your profile. I really appreciate it. All right, so here are some thoughts to close this out. All right. I think I've said this before, and if not, that's okay. It's not like anybody's watching right there in this moment. And you know, its content is good. So you have a significant problem when you are applying for a job. A recruiter can look through 100 profiles within an hour and make a decision about whether or not you move on to the next step during that hour. I just realized my chat's open. Oh, everybody, I'm so sorry. I did not have my chats on this over here. Here is this wonderful, thank you so much, Nicole and Raksha and Jenny and Zane. Thank you. I'm sorry that I did not see these earlier, and it makes me sad. Thank you. It's good to know that I'm not just here talking to myself. So you have a recruiter's problem. They're looking through 100 profiles, and that presents to you two problems. One, how do you get highest on that list of 100 resources or 100 profiles? Two, how do you get remembered after that hour and 100 profiles? To solve for problem one, you create content, you generate content, okay, using strategic keywords. So if you want to do customer success, you're writing about customer success, and that gets you higher on that list of 100. How are you remembered? Great stories, concrete details. I'm trying to think back right now. The concrete details that I can remember in the past 20 minutes of doing these things was 9 years and 10 years worth of experience, and something to do with cellular biology, with jargon that I didn't understand. Approach your profile like a user. What do you want them? Do you want to be remembered, or do you just want your about section to be true of 10,000 people as well? You get remembered after 100 profiles by telling great stories. And you tell great stories by using concrete details. The rusted red truck on Main Street. Like, that's something, it's just, they're details that you're going to remember now for the next 10, 15 minutes. That's the way that writing and details work. Use it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate this time and opportunity. This will be posted on LinkedIn. I'm sorry, this will be posted, on LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, and all that other kind of stuff, but YouTube permanently. Thank you, and have just